Hi, good night, and welcome to Bench Talk. My name is Jason Clark, and tonight I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Mr. Akim Nero, Mr. Damian Reed, Mr. Clint St. Hill. Good night, fellas. How's everyone doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Fantastic, man. There's a lot of rain.
Yeah,
A lot of rain in the atmosphere.
I heard. So I heard. Yeah, a lot of bad weather, man.
Yeah, a lot of rain in the atmosphere.
Uh, Nero, no, you were on
Ah,
vacation.
you gonna tell me business? You want my business, brother? Anyway, the world.
Sorry.
Thanks, man.
Sorry, buddy. My bad. I didn't know about the secret. Sorry. Hey, sorry, man. Rudy, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, bro. Just here quiet. Moving on.
Good, man. What you see, John Campbell sticking in there. But that's
Well, I know.
one or two scores. Not too major. I still want a hundred, but you do your job at the top of the yard with the skipper.
That 100 taking too long to come, man.
Take it to the
That 100
go.
taking too long to come.
40 God.
Okay. We can get to that a little later.
Correct.
Say here, what's going on, buddy?
Just here quiet. For
Okay.
peaceful, polite, as the people say.
Okay. Got any rush troops in one. Fellas, as you would have seen recently, West Indies would have completed a series win over Bangladesh in the second test match. Uh, Pretty convincing win. West Indies won by 10 wickets. They had Kalmir standing up with that performance, scoring 146. So I think he was also man of the match, picking up 2 wickets. Craig Brathwaite, he also chipped in with another half century there in the first innings as well. As I said, John Campbell, I think he had a half century as well. So Kimura actually making it past the 250 mark in the test wickets category. So once again, a big congrats to Kimura as well. So a lot to dissect in this test match. But first, I just want to get the guys' take on this particular test match and one thing at a time. First off, what we taking away from this last test match. West Indies won by 10 wickets. Floor is open. Anyone can go first.
Well, last week Wednesday, I would have asked for us to have a more complete performance. I thought that we somewhat got that in this test match here. Number of guys at different stages of the game putting up their hands to make things happen, whether that was from a bowling perspective or from a batting perspective. So I would say all in all a pretty solid series. I mean, Bangladesh at home we should be beating. Um, a game should not draw unless you interrupts. So I would say a pretty professional performance. Well done to, like I said, a number of guys. I think Ramirez ended with the more strengths. He ended up being man of the series as well, if my memory serves me correct. So he got quite a bit of runs in this series. Um, Craig as well, John, who you mentioned early on, that was a player that we would have all been watching. Um, most people would have felt as though Tajan Rain should have gotten a nod. But John, I think has 2 tests, but I think he repaid the faith the selectors have put in him for at least these 2 games. So um, well done to him. Blackwood, I thought about it with some maturity in this series for the most part. Unfortunately, it didn't go on in every single situation, but I thought he did well. And then the bowling department, everybody at some point seals putting in signs for large parts. Azari, the same thing, chipping in. I think he had a few innings where he took 3 wickets. And conducting the eye test looks a little bit better in terms of the areas that he was hitting and stuff like that. His pace has been up. Also, so I thought that he did well. Obviously, we would have spoken about Kimar. He too played his part. So obviously, Kalmir's with the ball as well. So pretty good all round series, I would say. So yeah, a good professional series win.
For me, the result would have never been in doubt. Like for the after the first, let's say, asked for a much more aggressive performance, and for the most part, we did that. There was a period there right before in the first innings where I think when Kyle and Black was at the wicket and Ahmed was in a fairly good spell. That could have gone anywhere because Kyle started a bit scratchy at first, and Rashad's pitch was a bit dodgy for that period. But once he got through that period, the test match was basically over. Um, Kyle and Blackwood put the game basically beyond the West Indies. The fast bowlers did what they were supposed to do. Hard luck to Moti in this game. He missed out. But I guess West Indies are getting to that stage where I guess horses for courses. And they went with extra Seaman and Anderson Phillip, his debut. Um,
Yeah.
he looked fairly sharp at times. Obviously not 90 plus, but between 82 to 86 miles per hour. Um, he looks an athlete. He looks an athlete, a fella you could keep around. When someone's out, he could always fill in. Craig doing Craig things. Blackwood, Bonner, and the five borders, and I can't end without saying once again, well played to Kyle. But this is Kimara Roach test match. Basically, obviously surpassing Michael Holding. And I'm basically adding to it. So I think he's at 252 now. So I think he's looking for probably he has to get 300 test wickets. I guess that'll be his ultimate goal, and that'll be a fantastic career. But kudos to the West Indies. Well played to the guys. Some of the guys will be well rested going forward. But I don't. New Zealand got a test match. I don't think New Zealand.
No,
got a
that's
test
just a
match.
white
Right.
ball tour. White ball
So
tour.
some of the guys can probably be finished to the end of the year. Australia. Others, Kyle, etc. We're gonna probably didn't know gotta go, but well done to the guys.
Yeah, for me, pretty much the same as Clint and Nero. Um, anything less than a victory in this match and the series would have been quite disappointing. Because one, we're playing at home, and two, not to knock Bangladesh because at the end of the day, only recently, earlier this year, Bangladesh beat New Zealand away. So you still can't take them for granted, for lack of a better word. But anything less than a victory as or less rain had intervened would have been disappointing for me. Everybody chipped in at different points. Um, you saw in this match we had a good opening partnership, but then we lost I think 3 or 4 quick wickets. But for me, the Cole scored 900 and kudos to him, but I was just very impressed with Blackwood this series. Even though he went on to score a big one, I see a difference in his approach to the game, a more settled, a more what's the word I'm looking for? Settled, for lack of a better word. He's concentrated more than because you see Blackwood there, and then out of nowhere, Blackwood do say a while and give a hand. So kudos to Jeremy Blackwood. You know me. I wasn't.
Not to cut you off, really, but I think Blackwood now has accepted that he's a test cricketer. Or, well, not a test cricketer. He's a test cricketer in the West Indies. So I
Right.
think Blackwood has accepted that and now he's flourishing to a certain standard. He's out here with T20. Well, if that comes, it comes. But he his whole focus on getting some runs in test cricket.
Correct, which is great. That partnership with Kyle is what took the game away from Bangladesh. Obviously, we had a good opening partnership. They get 3 quick wickets, so they're taking now they're back into the game. If they could get the two of these out there, the keeper, then they would be into our tail. That didn't happen. So kudos to Kyle, kudos to Blackwood, kudos to everybody. Craig did his stuff. It's very unfortunate that he didn't get 100 in the first game and it was so close. But he did what he's accustomed to doing, what he's supposed to do. He did his role. All the bowlers chipped in. Zai Joseph seems to be improving ever since late, which is great as for him as well. My only problem. Yes, we get a 100 opening partnership, but as Nero calls Campbell the 40 God. I was at work and I was following this thing. I was following the game on Cricket 4. And when I saw, he's on Cricket 4. You could when somebody's dismissed, you could click on their name and they tell you how the person was out.
Yeah.
The last few words of this sentence, gifted his wicket. You gonna start with that foolishness. I get so much to start the way for one I went do a misscore word. Not true. I didn't check back the score for a while, but he needs to. He needs to. He can't be 40 God. He can't be 40 God. Yes, there's some improvement, but still, you gotta get the extra miles from me, man. But all in all, a good series win. Enjoy it, but don't get overconfident. As Clint said, some the test players got good break now between now and I think December, whenever it is that we're going to Australia, which can be easy. Don't relax on your heels. Work at aircraft, going next, so that you up to speed by the time, because we in June, but in 2 2s it can be July. I'm talking joke, it can be December, sorry. So don't relax. I ain't telling you don't take a break or whatever, but still work our aircraft so that we could at least put up a good flight. Maybe we could down on the later on the year.
Just before you continue, I didn't really touch on this because it was more giving a general overview of the series. But that 100 from Calameres I thought was pretty special. The control is what I was really and truly impressed with. In that innings, yes, he plays some nice shots, and we know Cal to be a bit of a shotgun, but he was so measured. He was so controlled. As Nero said, the pitch was not the easiest early on, but he didn't decide. You know what? You can just fire everything. So he showed some fight, some character. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty special note, to be honest, and one that he should very much proud of, and something that we need to see a lot more from him, going forward. But yeah, that's a nice blueprint for him to follow for the rest of his Test career.
Yeah. I mean, pertaining to the Test match and the series overall, there's not really much I can add. I mean, Craig has been I believe Craig has been consistent for quite a period of time. No, there was a time, Craig, he wasn't really scoring, but I could see though. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Short period of time. Yeah, but I mean, it was a period of time. It's still, I still mention it, but I feel like for a good, for a good period of time now, Craig, like, I don't know, he just. I mean, we all know Craig to score runs, but there seems to be a different level of confidence from Craig. Like every time Craig walks in, I just feel, Craig that he can score some runs today. So it's good to see. Craig continuing in that vein, that form, and I just thought that obviously, as you could say, there won't be any cricket for him, international cricket for him for quite some time. But I just thought that he could continue in that vein when we do have to take on Australia, and the bowling department, I don't really need to touch on that. Everyone already chipped in, and it was good to see. There was obviously I was working, so I couldn't really get to watch any cricket. I just had to follow cricket and stuff like that. And, Azari, I remember Azari. There was a time where Azari, to me, he was bowling he was bowling too many wides for me, and like checking the scores, at different intervals while at work. I saw, keep checking the bowling stats, and I saw that he didn't really have. There were a couple of times I realized that he didn't have, he had no access at all, and I thought for me that was a pretty good improve on his part. So that was good to see. So yeah, I take the bowling department. Everyone chipped in at some point in time, and that was commendable for the guys. And Calameres, that the 100, I mean, like I said, once again, they watch it, but I can only imagine that must have been a remarkable innings. And that number 6 position, I think that Calmiers could be very, very, very crucial and a very important part to West Indies, trying to climb the test ladder. I think Calmiers, that role down there, I think Calmiers could average. I think could average 40 down there, 40 plus down there. That's the honest to God truth. Like
That's really
Agreed.
4 runs against anybody batted at number 6. That is
Agreed.
proof. So I just hope that he continues in that vein. He's definitely someone who puts in the work for sure. And I think Kyle has a bright future in West Indies cricket. That is the truth. So I just wanna congratulate the team, congratulate the guys. Pretty good series win, convincing series win, and we in the West Indies, we like to cry down the guys when they're not performing. So we have to give all the praise when they do make us proud, and they definitely did that on this outing. So once again, congratulations to the boys, and a job well done. So having said that, are there for anyone? Are there any concerns, any minor concerns that we see in the team? Anything?
For me, I'm concerned would be a stretch, but not Blackwood, Bonner. I think there's probably second series now. Could be wrong, but he ain't really come off. But short test series, West Indies accustomed to the short test.
He got 100 against England, no?
Yeah,
Not in his first test.
In the first test.
Yeah, he got 100.
But he do not sense.
He ain't come off in this series. So right now I can't say a concern. Raymond, gotta give him a run. But West Indies how it goes. It's not a preferred position for him. But I won't be too critical of him right now. Blackwood had a good series. The Silver, the man that's going to bat time. Can't be too critical. He had 100 in last series as well. The bowling unit did what they were supposed to do. Just to touch on the Campbell-Craig combination, I've got the realization that any day is a partnership.
Correct.
You understand? And whatever they have is working. It might not be in a hidden line of sense, but it is something there. Yes, we were like, no, it might sound funny, but both players are not going. They're not going to average 50, or Campbell's not going to blast but they're getting 50 partnerships or 100 partnerships, and so I think there's something there to work on, and I think Campbell, there's an ability there. We can't say enough because you got 40 in Test cricket opening the batting regularly. That is no easy feat. We play that is the best defense, the best bowlers, the new ball, 3 slips, a gully, etc. And you can get the 40 all the time. It's just application after the fact of doing the hard work. Concerns, I guess concerns I will touch on the second part when we get to the England, New Zealand brand of cricket. But I guess that's ways away from us. And just to mention, you touched on Craig. I think this is the new Craig we're going to see going forward now. At this stage, 28, 29, Clint?
29.
29. He played enough. He's understand. He's seen it. He's been all over the world. So this is where what we would have expected from a Brian Bravo at this stage of his career to kick on. Also, Brian Bravo started hot and then simmered. So I think for Craig now, probably averages mid-30. I think Craig understands the game. He's batting a lot of balls effortlessly for a long period of time. So I think moving forward now for Craig, this is the level above that we're going to see from him now.
Yeah, I really believe. I think Craig now is gonna really. I mean, he's been. I mean, I can't even find the word for his entire career, to be honest. From the time Craig from primary school, Craig has been scoring heavily. But I think now for some reason I think that he's gonna take his game to the next level. Now I think Craig is gonna score. I just got that feeling, and I just see just seeing it in him now. And he looks comfortable as skipper. The guys look comfortable having him as skipper. It just seems a compact and a comfortable and a cohesive unit. So I think all of that is gonna play right into Craig's favor as well. With regards to his batting. So just all of that continues. Yeah. Any other guys pertaining to any concerns or anything?
None for me, to
Yes,
be honest.
one concern. Go get some sponsorship for your shirt, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
To be honest, right? I mean,
Lord of mercy.
I put this on social media, right? It looks pretty poor. Sorry, I don't want to say it looks poor. It's pretty
It
poor
does.
that we don't
Yeah.
have, but I still feel like I don't know. The shirt still had kind of a bit of a vintage look to it.
Yeah,
So when I know the principle behind it is poor. There's no debate behind that. But I just looking on the bright side. When I saw Roach like raising the ball and stuff like that, it looked like a retro,
Retro.
like a retro. Yeah, you know what I mean, like a retro kit. This so
That's
yeah,
above
but yeah, no,
That's
that's
above
it. The full stop. There's a
Because
full.
there's
There's
no way
an actual full stop
2022.
there. There's a full
There's no
stop.
way 2022. No way. So much
I-
businesses,
someone-
small, big, medium,
That's the thing.
Too much.
Someone said.
all
Someone
over the
told me.
world.
Someone messaged me. Someone messaged me. I said they came for the mini mart to put on there, man.
There's no way. There's no way. No way. Not in 2022.
You can speak to Gat Kelsey's Nero that's just across the road from York. So Gat Kelsey's.
Anybody want to give money more? I don't know who cutting these deals just. There's no way. In 2022, people from all over the world want to be
So
seen.
why is it though? You think it's a case where we can't attract sponsorship, or you don't think that the deals are lucrative enough that makes sense for Cricket West Indies?
But nothing can make it at all, Clint. All I'm saying is, or you probably want a man like England got the Kench on this body, India got the Bronx. I can't remember. Begin with B. They might have they might lock in for 2, 3, 4 years. Okay, West Indies might be still rare, they might not be as attractive. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of money in the world. You gotta be able to restructure a deal. Because the other day we were doing it by tour. I think we did a tour, right? So
yeah, Crick toast,
and then we had a beer or something.
Apex and
something.
So there has been. So they did restructure. So I not in 2022. That's all. There's anybody in the world.
Since
Not in 2022.
we had Sandals
No
after
way.
this, but since
No
Sandals,
way.
we're struggling in that department.
No way.
It's a fact.
No way.
I would like to know. I mean, they're pretty quiet on the issue. I would like to know what's the real story. To be honest,
No way.
yeah, it's pretty poor to be honest. I mean, little summer camps and thing. It's got sponsorship.
No way.
Like,
That's all I can say.
There's Cricket West Indies, so yeah, it's interesting.
Wow. Any more concerns? Any of the guys would have seen in the series? No, nothing else.
No. Easy win. Yeah, no complaint.
Yeah, I agree.
No complaint.
But we're gonna move on to the England-New Zealand series. I think this is the first series that England would have played since the
Rebrand.
Huh?
Since the reset, the red ball reset.
Correct. Yeah, with Brandon at the top and Brandon as
Stokesy.
coach and Stokes as the
Captain, skipper. Yeah.
And I mean, from where England was, and everyone was on England. England was down with the dirt, to be honest. And this first test match, albeit playing against a pretty good team, New Zealand has been playing yeah, correct. New Zealand have been playing, good consistent cricket for an extended period of time. That is the truth. And to win the series there. Um, is a pretty good start under this new the new structure
Regime. Yeah.
that England has come with. So I mean, just want to hear what the guys think about this series win.
I mean, the red ball reset has been off the flyer. Um, I think it's actually very refreshing for Test cricket. Every year we get debates. Is Test cricket dying? You have T10 coming up all over the world, Dubai, yada yada yada. But I thought that this was a very good move, but interesting move, and is proven so far early days, but proven so far to be a very good move by the management. Not only do you have a coach that thinks the way he does, but you also have a captain that is very much on board with that as well. So um, that's what was really interesting is that England got into some scenarios there. I think it was a test before this one, but got into some scenarios where they showed you where they had to chase 200 and something on the last day, 278 or 277 on the last day um, in previous series, and they kind of just batted for a draw. But England said the day before, at the end of the day before, whatever New Zealand puts on the board, we are chasing down. That is a serious statement, and not just to say it, but to actually execute it
Yeah.
is crazy. So I actually think that the rest of the world on high alert here. No, watching to see what England does. I mean, we all know about their exploits in the white ball formats, but this is a really good way for them to respond, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this progresses over the next couple of months. Interesting to see what happens when they tour and stuff like that. Obviously, England is usually pretty good at home, but it's going to be interesting to see if that brand of cricket will continue to be successful in all conditions. But yeah, definitely off to a flyer. Um, New Zealand had some decent performances in the series. You had Blundell and
Mitchell.
was Mitchell with runs more often than not. But I think that the top order, kind of feel New Zealand a little bit in this series. So yeah, all in all, very solid start for for England, and I'm actually excited to see how they progress with this red ball reset over the next couple of months.
Oh, go ahead, Rudy. Go ahead.
All right. For me, I ain't shouting yet. I said this not last week before. This is just their first series. Yes, it come off good. Kudos to them. You give credit where credit is due. They played well, but I want to see this. I want to see this where we're gonna like somewhere like India or Sri Lanka, where from ball one on day one, ball one, they open with a spinner ball and they get turn. Like, and if they could play that sort of cricket away, I want to see it in Australia with Star and Pat Cummins and MS teaming in. And if they could pull it off away and do it in that style, yes. But I ain't. Congrats to them again. Don't get me wrong, but honestly, I ain't. It ain't not that it moved me, but I ain't saying nothing yet. Not off of one series. Even this one-off game against India at home, and they even still saying that I want to see it away. Even in Caribbean, when they come to Caribbean, they struggle too.
Mm.
So big teams away, the way you beat New Zealand at home, and a round of applause to you. That's just me.
Mm.
Um, for me, I seen it totally different. Kudos to England. This it's not that they don't win at home. This is normal, but it's the manner in which they did it to one of the best teams in the world, a very gritty team, very well organized New Zealand team. Obviously the white ball setup in England probably 6-7 years ahead because Morgan and those guys they reset the cricket years ago, and obviously you see the type of white ball cricket England was playing. 2020 finals, won their finals. Obviously, when Carlos hit those sixes, England was in that final the other day. So England has been doing very well in white ball cricket and playing very aggressive cricket. But the way they went about this test match was not the crossover the football, so it's like Klopp system. You might not got the best players in the world, but you plot them into this system and make them play out the way you want to play. Oh my God. So yes, we want to see them away. Obviously, they got Pakistan. Well, they got another home series first, but then they got Pakistan sometime. So obviously, we will be watching them closely. But the manner in which they did it, boy. I'm not a big fan of Bairstow. He's not the prettiest to watch, but heart of a lion. He's bruised the bowling regularly. He's very disrespectful. Not a biggest fan of Ollie Pope, but he did what he had to do to maintain. I still don't think he's a number 3. More number 5, but obviously you gotta fit in that England team. Even how Overton or debut came in straight into the setup, how Brandon McCullum and Bairstow want to play cricket, aggressive cricket. So all in all, it's refreshing. You need those guys to save the Test cricket. Wow. England, Australia, and India, they will drive where Test cricket goes. And England set the blueprint, so Australia and India gonna come now and obviously keep it up or match it, because India playing Friday. That ain't gonna be no easy test match. That ain't gonna be an easy test match, especially after England not playing 3 test matches, India not. But that ain't gonna be that test match. I hope England back first, or that test match can get ugly. Lord of mercy, boy.
Well, I kind of Clink kind of put it, how he would have worded it, to be honest. I think it's kind of exciting, yes, albeit England is kind of unbeatable at home. Yes, we all know it's pretty hard to beat those guys at home. Just like, pretty good out to India. It's pretty hard to beat those guys down there. Australia's, most of these teams are pretty dominant at home, but
that's at India.
Continue, Jason. Continue.
But the manner in which they went about it, as Craig said, it sets up some exciting, expectations for what is to come. If you look into that, you're looking for that brand of cricket, against Australia, in Australia, after Australia, whatever, basically dominated dominated the last England team anyway with down in Australia, to come with a whole new structure, a whole new coach, a whole new skipper, Ben Stokes Root, it seems to be, just scoring runs for fun. Man, I think this, as Clint said, I think we in for some exciting.
Teams gonna be so afraid. Listen, right? England gonna met teams back into day 5 or day 4. They're gonna be so afraid to declare. They got 400 on the board and said, "Nah, boy, this ain't enough. This ain't enough." They're gonna be so afraid to declare. It is.
I see it as high risk, high reward cricket. Because don't get me wrong, the way they're playing, they can probably get both for 90.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure, obviously.
He's saying it with the 50 on the market, when I first started, these men were here looking at match 350. I think Morgan and them say, listen, you have the license to back this way. We accept that they got some days that we can mess this up and we can get both for 210 and I create it done early. But more often than not, we can match 350, 370. Good luck chasing that.
So the same way they could get 90 for any of the second, and then they can match 490. You understand? So it's how you rest, how you reward cricket, and I actually love it because at the end of the day, these men have the best bats that are ever made. These men are the skill level of these guys are higher than ever. Playing a lot of T20 cricket, and these men carry boundary at will, Jace. So it's just to express yourself more in the Test cricket because the guys got all these skills. And all you feel is to be up, just So it's only a matter of time that the cricket was going to get to a stage like this, really and truly. But it's just for the big boys to really embrace it. Because before, men would bat 90 overs and met 230 to 250. If players really up for it, just these make a 450 get silly at the amount, man, 500. You understand? But that's cricket. Fellas be at 3 slits in the gully jail and a back pad. So at some point, somebody can just say, you know what? We doing the other way.
Yeah.
We practice too hard. We got the skills. We got the backs. Express yourself.
Every team has like one of those players. Well, any top team has like at least one of those players. But I think England now gonna force people now to get 3 and 4 and that type of players inside there. So the teams got almost like 50 over. May start at like 50 over teams. Not fully like that, but you probably start to ease in a couple more dynamic players into your setup for the sake of winning and being able to compete with our brand of cricket. And I will say something that I don't really want to get too deep into West Indies cricket because we get talking about this forever and ever. But I just find it really interesting how England obviously sat coach and were able to change their structure and bring in a coach and appoint a captain in a very short space of time. I mean, it's only one test series that has gone, but I'm certain that this probably will work at least for an extended period of time. How quickly they were able to switch this around and immediately get a result like this here. So this goes to show that there's no real excuse for us here in the Caribbean saying about, this is just how it is and we gotta live with this. No, granted, yes, England has better players than us. They're starting at a different point than us. There's no two ways about that. But
I get what Clint is saying. I guess it's the intent. You understand? So we talk about Phil Simmons. He hasn't been producing, etc. And the West Indies, we haven't shown the intent. What is wrong with going and get one of those guys? At least we would show the intent that we want, like Morgan. I was watching the interview with Morgan, and obviously Morgan probably going to coaching or the board or something in England because Morgan is a big one. Probably might taste IPL for it, but Ricky Ponting and those guys, you can snatch a guy like a Kumar Sangakkara out the booth, like show the intent. You understand? Because England and these guys, it's an opportunity because to Kumar Sangakkara to just be the English batting coach or something. England will do so. At least, you understand? So it's for us to show, because Kumar, like I watched Kumar Sangakkara give masterclass to like Nasser Hussain and these guys is being awe of just of a man like Kumar Sangakkara. You know, that's one of the greatest to ever do it. So, like, if we want to see different, yes, it could take more than a Kumar, but the intent is there. That we want to go in a certain direction. A Kumar, a Ricky Ponting, a Stephen Fleming. These guys are coming to the greatest cricket brains. So, and like England took a risk with Brandon McCullum. Obviously, when you look at New Zealand, they're very composed individual, and he was the outlier. And you see how New Zealand played their cricket. Bum straight into the England camp, and you can see.
But it just comes down to planning, and that was the point that I was trying to make before I left just now. It just comes down to planning. They looked at what it was that they wanted to achieve. Who are the best people or the best person to help me to achieve this? It's as simple as that. And we don't do that. We don't do anything in Caribbean. We just do everything except for that. So I'm glad that this example is out there. That case study is there for us to see, because it's not that hard. Once you put the right people in the right positions, then you start to get results. And like you said, not that you bring Kumar Sangakkara or Ricky Ponting to and it's not just about the coach. There's nothing against Phil Simmons or anything like that. But I'm just using that as an example. Because you bring Ricky Ponting or Jarrod Warner, doesn't mean that West Indies is going to shoot up from wherever we are to first or second. But you will start to see, if you do those things all the way along the line, back down into first class cricket, back into grassroots, then you start to see an improvement. It doesn't guarantee you number one test status, but it will for sure get you better results and more consistent results. So, yeah, I just thought that was very interesting interesting case study there.
Yeah, I agree with the guy saying. I definitely agree with the guy saying. Yeah, as guys, but an interesting case today there. To be honest, Phil was coach now for this was how long now? Phil was coach.
Mm,
Wow.
I,
He was there. No, he was a what? Wait, he was
He was there in 2016 and then he left.
right.
He come back, man. He come back, man.
Floyd was in the 2019 World Cup.
Right.
After
So you
the
have
World Cup,
come back late 2019 for true.
so probably 3 years. Probably 3 years.
After the
I
World
think,
Cup, he was
You're right,
there.
Leroy. He was after the World Cup with you.
yeah, probably 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 2019 World Cup. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I know this was not a petition to
No.
against Phil. I was just making a point about. It was more about
different
England.
people, but different countries with obviously we got different politics and stuff like that. So South Africa, obviously, they got all the South Africans with Boucher and Callis. England just took the leap and still be going for a wild card. And then Brendan McCullum and that he's straight from an IPL team. You know those guys ain't really leaving their IPL team, so
Yes.
the offer was good enough. Without
Yeah,
IPL
money boy.
didn't pay it for 2 months. So you know that offer had so
less
Fleming,
pressure too. Less pressure.
correct. Fleming was
pressure.
not coach for about 10 years, if some.
CSK, yeah.
Fleming was there forever, so
Yeah.
so I just think that if we want it, we do it.
Yeah.
If not, we'll be here forevermore.
And I guess it kind of when you when it's like especially in the position that England was in, like
Pressure, boy. Pressure.
try something out of the ordinary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try something.
Obviously-
You literally have nothing to lose.
Yeah. But just
That's
that
The be on the end log can still be the Ashes, whenever
Yeah.
that time comes around.
Yeah.
So-
Ashes away.
Yeah, but actually next one gonna be in England, so they should do well. But England at full tilt with a full tilt ball in attack, because that's a different proposition there. If you're being honest, if Joe Farmer, one of these guys playing, backing up Broad and Anderson in England, that is a different proposition. Let's not act like that's not a different proposition. But obviously those guys have to be, and then you got Moy Ali, who's gonna come back in away. The way he bats aggressive and he bowls. So Josh Butler could come back into the fray at any point, if at all.
he might. He
You
might.
understand? So you're looking at a very, very different setup. So
That's true.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
Nero.
saying? England
That's
can take
very
care-
true.
England can take care of business at home, but away, and you maneuver two parts here and there, England could look very, very, very different.
Yeah.
Josh Butler is a serious cricketer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's the thing. For the large parts, these are more or less the same players, but instructions, confidence given obviously from McCullum and Stokes. Yeah, man, just I don't know, man, just seemed as though the shackles are off, and
Even Alex Lees, the opener,
yeah,
he was poking, and now he actually looked a little freer.
yeah.
Crawley can be Crawley, and I'm not getting carried away, but I'm just saying.
No,
You
just
understand?
based on what we've seen so far,
Right.
if this does continue, then yeah, it obviously will be a brilliant move.
Put where the ball. The same way you were doing T20 or one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Put where the ball.
It's
You
just
got
the
jump from your
mindset.
name on it. That's
Yeah.
all it is. You can get
Mindset,
jump from
boy.
your name on it.
The man is batting reckless, or then the man just batting edges is positive batting. It's not a reckless batting. Because in England, if you bat reckless, you can get edge or you get something though for sure.
See, reverse.
Yeah. Twice,
Bolt for six.
both, and then did the Wagner.
Yeah.
What?
So, yeah.
Exactly. And you run chase there.
Yeah.
Reverse with
Yep.
6.
Oh, Wagner?
Mad off of
Yeah.
Wagner and Mad
And
off of Bolt.
Root.
I think the one off of Bolt was the test before. The one on Wagner was the last
no,
test.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yep. All Wagner to do is standing in Millie pitch, hands in his side, and just looking like speechless.
Whoa.
Speechless.
And,
Joe Root.
and before we go, I just want to say, congrats to Morgan on a fantastic career.
Yeah,
Also,
definitely.
people might look at his performances over the last year or two But as a captain, it's
He's
second
on
to
a different
none in the
level.
last
Yeah.
couple of years. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? He single-handedly changed England with ball cricket, the
Yeah.
first captain World Cup and stuff like that. And obviously, if Morgan wanted to continue, he would have. But as a captain, as a great leader, he know that with
Yeah.
the players here, somebody is gonna miss out that performance with him, and he
Yeah.
just stepped aside. Got World Cup in a couple months, so he know, well, I gotta give these guys the runway. Give Josh Butler enough time to do his thing as a skipper as well. And Morgan he could probably be a mentor or something.
Yeah,
for
nah, he
World
got,
Cup
but
thing.
and he
He could
deserves
be
to be.
correct.
And he
So
deserves
that's
to
a mark of a great leader as well. He know, well, I haven't been doing the business for.
be. Yeah.
Morgan ain't really scored in the last year or so.
Nah, he has
Yeah,
not.
he
He
definitely
has
did.
not.
You understand?
Yes,
So that's a mark of a great
Yeah.
leader. He could have
Yeah.
easily said, all right, I gain out in the World Cup, my small song, but
Looking for
Master-
glory and yeah.
correct. The master cut time. And Morgan gonna be something big in England within the next couple
Should be.
months.
Or IPL.
Or the
IPL
world,
franchise.
or- yeah,
Or
for
IPL franchise.
He could probably take up Brendan.
McCullum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
He might.
Yeah.
He might.
So,
He might. So. Yeah, I thought, like you said, Nero he's had an excellent career, and for him, not just individually, but like you said correctly, in leading that white ball reset, that took 50 over cricket and T20 cricket to another level. So when you find somebody that can impact the game like that, is a big one will be missed, but he's definitely laid the platform for England to continue to do great things. So just wanna congratulate him on a fantastic career as an individual and as a leader.
Well said. Any closing remarks from the guys before we close off tonight?
India are underdogs in this test match on Friday. India haven't played a test match in a while. England are in fine form. They missing no beating the world champions, True Love. New coach, new captain. Regularly 230 overs. Do not expect miracles in this test match. That's all I'm saying. Rohit Sharma injured from Boomer. Also, I think we got makeshift openers. All sorts of things. So don't accept miracles, fellas.
Have a good night. Just have a good night. Good night to the viewers as well. I hope that you guys are staying safe, and Nero, you have a good night as well too.
That's a makeshift.
Who do you know it's in Memphis Governor? Zach Rawley? Because he's a Zach Rawley man.
It's the India.
You know, India.
I know, but he's a Zach Rawley man, but Zach Rawley know nothing.
Yeah, he
Crawley gonna be good.
Well, viewers, once again, we just want to thank you for tuning in and joining us on the show. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe whenever you do watch this video. Thank you very much, and do have a good night. Boy. Wait, you can't already?
Yeah.
Wait, here come now. Okay.
Morocco 2022.
You're never ever far away from a great day,
Overtime.
and it takes time. Some days it's 5 minutes, and you get back to that.
Oh, you actually get that one like the better you don't want. Okay.
Yeah, the one that credit, credit.
Okay, that's good, man. That's good. That's good.
Ronaldo gonna do, man.
You're a man here. The women still call you a man, Dre. Sure, boy.
Man, you know how it is.
Wouldn't even want to know who it is that call me, boy. Nero a gone bar, boy. You just too, bro. You're a gone bar, boy.
Women call you man, Dre. Sure, boy.
Person in the island.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, the
I got
island?
your here on the ground. I got your
Huh?
on the ground, but not she.
Who?
I got one here that got your on the ground.
That got me up.
Yeah, I see
Who's
it,
that,
man.
you know? Huh?
You
At
go again.
Clint St. Hill, my friend.
Woo! Well.
Jess, we made 6 minutes to watch. Oh Lord.
Basketball.
Basketball.
So we bar from no soul up.
Oh Lord.
Can't be bar from no soul. It's think kind of me no soul. I said, what? No moist my lips no. He said, sir, felt like table, you got a girl? He said, felt like table, black shirt, man. He said, not the guy with the 2 girls, the fella with the black shirt. He said, I said, I ain't sure how. I know you want me, sir.
Yeah.
I know you want me, sir.
You thought he take care of you, Nero.
Yeah, he thought he take care of me. What's
Boy,
up?
Nero, live a click name.
Life, boy. Yeah, man. You gotta take spinach, man. So what bliss you got with 2 other friends? Let go you with that one.
Okay. You gotta text saying that he don't want.
Yeah.
You gotta text saying that he don't want. You gotta he rejects.
Oh God.
You gotta he rejects, man. Niggas stand there just no boy. Make me forget what I was gonna say.
Yo,
What?
Yeah, what?